Hello, my name is Peg Macmillan. I'm a member of New Thought Community, and I've been thinking a lot lately about thinking. It's actually kind of a crutch for me and something that I think I could do less of and probably have a happier life. Um, I've been wondering about the process of forgetting what I think I know so that I can get to what Spirit knows for me. And we talk in different ways about spirit, higher power, the one, whatever term is comfortable for you. I'm talking about the inner truth, the real me, the real us, and that source of inspiration and comfort and positive ways of moving forward. When I'm able to listen to that voice and feel that energy and use that resource, my life goes so much more smoothly. I've thought about how we can forget traumatic memories, judgments, all kinds of tricks and acrobatics that we get into with our mind. And I think about how the ego is designed to make me fearful. The ego is constantly working to make me afraid of my real self. And so I'm actually more and more empowered and not as vulnerable to the ego's ways of breaking me down when I take those chances to be as authentic as I possibly can. And that includes being vulnerable when it's frightening to do so. Facing things that I think might be overwhelming, but walking into them with that assuredness that I get from Spirit. There are just so many ways to do that. I've noticed that when I go out on a limb, like the Fool and the tarot cards, step out, put my foot out, and the ground is being made below my foot even as I take that step. When I do that in so many different ways in my life, in my relationships, in my work, in my play, I find that I'm more alive and more aware of my true self. I'm grateful for all of the tools that we have at New Thought and in the world. This is such a powerful time to be on the planet and learning and changing. We have so many tools, books, speakers, teachers, as well as so many energetic guides and supports. This is a time that the universe is constantly whispering in our ears if we would only listen. And the veil has become thinner. And I stand on the shoulders of those who came before me. There are so many energy workers and light workers who just cut through that density energetically and found a way to create a path that I can now move on so easily. I think about when in the United States, we were first going across west, making paths over the mountains and, having to throw away the piano or do whatever we had to keep hauling our things over all of this rough terrain. And I think about how those pioneers had to chop down the trees and make those paths, and it was very slow going. And now we're able to just speed along at 80 miles an hour on highways that are just smooth. That's the way I feel about energetic matters. I feel that those who came before us did a great deal of work of breaking down the barriers. And this is an opportune time and a period of high possibility, joy. I feel that this is a time that we can absolutely make the most of all of the opportunities in our lives to grow and learn and change. And I want to be able to embrace this opportunity and this time period for its unique, deep potential for us as a community and as a world, and for me as an individual. I know that the work that I do with my community and with my world helps me heal as an individual. And I know the work I do as an individual helps benefit my community. So I love that it's this reciprocal dance constantly going on. And I feel such a powerful reception of the love being sent, not only by all of those guides and beings that may have never been in a body, or maybe they've been in a body and now they're, assisting us from the other side. There are all of those unseen forces, but also all of these folks in human form. I think about all of the people that have ever loved me. There's a wonderful exercise that only takes a few minutes to do, but it's a beautiful meditation to sit and just think about, from childhood to now, all of the people that have prayed for me, sent me greeting cards for my birthday or holidays, invited me to dinner, called me to see how I am, written a letter, wanted to see if there was a favor I needed. So many ways that people have expressed their love to me. If I really sit and think about all of those, I can gather up all of that love again, because it was all very physical and visceral and real when it happened, and it's all still there. And I can remember it and bring it back into my field and awaken my awareness of it if I just sit and think about and just remember, allow the memories to come. There may be people I haven't thought of in a long time. It's sort of like another exercise that I heard about, listing those folks, like listing people who made a huge difference in your life, or even a medium or a small difference. Many, many years ago, I was just walking past someone who lived a very spiritual life. I saw by the way they were dressed and knew where I was that person had committed themselves to the Christ consciousness. And she just glanced at me. That's all. I think she may have smiled. I don't remember whether she just glanced or smiled, but that was 32 years ago. And just the little greeting that she did quietly, silently, showered me with love. I just felt an electric energy just go all through me, through my entire field. And I'll never forget it. And that might be a story that you've heard me say before, and I'll probably say again. Sometimes we repeat ourselves, but the good ones are worth repeating. The reason I think about that one is sometimes we don't know that when we're passing a person in the grocery store, we're actually blessing them. When we let another person come in for traffic, when we just ask the neighbor how things went with their garden, there is so much more happening that we can't see, that we're blessing people in a very powerful physical way. It may not feel like it when we're just praying or sending Reiki or energy of whatever kind and doing treatment for them. It's easy to think, well, I didn't see the effect of that. They didn't call me back and say what a great outcome it was. But it's always powerful. And if we had any idea how powerful it is, we might be a little bit freaked out or scared, but it's a joyful thing to become aware of. We were in a Reiki circle one time, and I saw a woman in another country, like a war-torn conflict area, being blessed, and I saw the shawl around her, and I saw her have an easier heart and a softer mind for a few minutes, and I thought, wow, that's all the way on the other side of the world, and we are blessing her with the love that we're creating together right now, because we are co-creators with the one, because we are the one. And how could it be more exciting? I'm happy when I'm able to put aside my analytical, critical mind. I was a technical writer, and everyone in my circle who loves me knows I can get quite analytical and tedious, and I want the plan, and I want to know. We talk about knowing. We think and we say to each other, what do you know? Like very casually, or I need to know and I want the answer, and inquiring minds want to know. We talk about finding out and looking things up, and now we all have our phones, and it's as though we think the universe is in that phone, and we can look up whatever we can't remember, and it's going to tell us the time and the temperature, and we've gotten a little too comfortable looking to that as our source of information and our truth. And when we put that down, we put down our beliefs in what we see being the absolute ultimate reality. When we put those things down and go back inside and connect with the inner voice, we begin to truly know what cannot be learned or understood in any other way, not through books, not through songs, not through proving. We find out when we go to the quiet who we are and how much potential we have to love and bless each other and to strengthen this thing that is the one, that is all of us. And we tap into that and we're able to bless each other and we bring it into this physical reality that we're participating in and into these dynamics of personal relationships and health and wellness and prosperity. And we learn and remember the truth that all is well, all is perfect, all is ordained. You are ordained. You have been chosen. You have never been apart from the one. You have never been anything but love. And when I can tell myself that and truly remember it and feel it, then I bless you, I bless everyone, and there's no way to make a mistake. There's room for things that might look like an error, but always comes back to God, and I always get back on the path. We cannot undo the fact that we are the one and we live that way together. And so it is.